Hello.
Hi, Lillian.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I have almost the same charm that you do.
Really?
Yeah, I've had it forever. It's a four-leaf clover. I don't know if it has the same design. It's like I got it in Greece a long time ago, and it's my favorite charm. And you just reminded me, I gotta go find it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, my mom, my dad's twin sister gave it to my mom when I was a baby, and then when I was 18, my mom said, that was my godmother, and so she gave it to me. She said, you know what, I'm going to start giving you a piece of jewelry every year, starting from 18 forward, because I want to see you wearing the jewelry instead of my passing and my never enjoying seeing you wearing it. And so that's the story. I've never heard of anyone who's seen a piece like this before. So that's a pretty cool
I'll have to
story.
find it and I'll show it to you.
Yeah. Well,
So my
thank
friend, my friend's running late because she is on a new computer and didn't have Zoom set up, so she's trying to do all that right now.
you. Okay, so we'll give her a minute or two to.
Hi, Jody. Hi, Lillian.
Hi,
Hi.
Jody. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Tony and Joe. Thank you all for being here today. So, Jody, where are you? Where
I'm
are
in
we?
Dallas.
You're in Dallas, Texas.
Mhm.
And Tony and Joe, where are you guys?
We're in Redding, California.
You're in Redding. Okay, you're here on the Pacific Coast. And Alicia, where are you?
I'm in Northern California.
Northern California. And Jackie, I know, is in Northern California as well. So fantastic. So
Jackie.
very,
Hi.
very cool. Very cool. Well, we'll give your friend a minute or more here to jump on the Zoom call. This will be recorded. Let me see, someone's chatting something here. Let me quick. Oh, hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Have you talked to your friend Jody? Is she able to?
Um,
Sometimes we have technical difficulties with people who aren't as
she's on
familiar.
Zoom all the time, but she's on a new computer.
Yeah. So
So
sometimes if you just go to, if the link, if for whatever reason she's having trouble with the link, she can go to zoom.us and then just type in the meeting ID, which the meeting ID, I'll put it here in the chat so that you have it.
yeah, I think I've got it. It's the 714 that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just, then when you click join the meeting, then it simply will ask you for the meeting ID. You cut and paste that or type it in, and then that usually does the trick, whether it's your cell phone, laptop, or your iPad. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and hopefully she'll be able to join in and check out this stem cell activation patch information. So let me share my screen with you. Okay. Moving my chat over here and let's share this screen. Here we go. Can everybody see the screen okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so as you guys know, we always have to start off with our disclaimer, and our disclaimer always is that we don't, the patches are not intended to treat, prevent, cure any disease. We do not heal, cure, treat, or diagnose. The suggestions don't replace the diagnosis and treatment by a qualified licensed healthcare professional. We strongly recommend you consult with your doctor concerning your specific health challenge and treatment needed. No medical claims are being made with the suggestions here. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and just quickly get started, and we got a little list here on the left of some of the benefits, and we're going to talk about stem cell activation. And as you may or may not be aware, the stem cells that we have in our body when the ovum comes together with the sperm, at the moment of conception, we have now 23,688 genes, and those are stem cells. That's what actually you are at conception. Oh, I see someone's just, okay. Looks like Anne.
That's her.
All right. Just in the nick of time, just as we're getting ready to get started. So, Anne, welcome to the Zoom. We are just getting started. Okay, Anne, are you able to hear us okay? You can just,
Can you hear me?
yes,
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay. I go by Anne Marie.
Anne Marie, fantastic Anne Marie. Okay,
Sorry about that. I was just having trouble getting on because it didn't like the browser that I had.
it's quite okay. We're just about to start. So, fantastic. So we're talking about the stem cell activation patches, and we started off by saying that when the ovum that's contributed by your mother, it unites with a sperm, you get 23,688 genes. And those are all stem cells. And that original blueprint, now that you have both the ovum and the sperm have united, you have 23,688 stem cells that are going to create you in your mother's womb to eventually form an embryo. 6 weeks later, you have a heart that's actually beating, that's actually detectable by ultrasound. And as you continue to grow and form, you eventually turn into a fetus and then a newborn baby. And I like to comically say that, you know, we take a few loops around the sun and here we are, we blinked our eyes and we're on this Zoom call, right? And so the thing to know is that stem cells are pluripotent. So those original stem cells had the capacity and the ability to be pluripotent, which pluri means plural, potent means potential. So it has the potential to create any kind of cell that your body needs. If your body needs a brain cell, if it needs a red blood platelet cell, if it needs a stomach cell, a toenail cell, any kind of cell that you need in real time, the stem cell has the ability to create that cell for your higher and greatest good. So we have a little graph here. I wish I could make this a little bit bigger. Eventually I'll figure out how to enlarge this, but until then, you'll see that, you know, we've got blood cells, fat cells, skin cells, nerve cells, etc. And your body, I like for you to think, just play pretend and make believe that it's an actual structural house. Because if you think about it, our body is really the temporary housing unit for the soul, the personality, the energy that is you, that your parents in this particular meat suit, your parents called you, in your case, Anna Marie, they called you Anna Marie, Jackie, Alicia, Tony, and Joe, Jody, in my case, Lillian, right? And so when you go to build a house, you can't start by building the roof first or the walls. No, you always have to start off with the foundation. So we're going to do the same. Your body's no different. Your body, we always have to start with the foundation first. So we're going to talk today about the Fantastic Five because those are the foundational patches that take care of the primary systems of the body. So we're going to start off with the mother stem cell activation patch. And the thing to know is that for all of us, by the time we reach 30 years of age, we have 50% of our stem cells go dormant, so that you have 50% left. And then fast forward to by the time you're 60 years old, you have 90 to 100% of your stem cells have turned off. So that is why you might have people who have had, let's say, high school or college injuries, or whether it's trauma from a car accident or from playing football or tennis or what have you. And some of those old injuries, maybe a rotator cuff or maybe a knee, maybe you blew out your knee skiing in your 20s, or it could have even been your early 30s. And now you're in your late 30s, early 40s, maybe even your 50s. And now, oh man, it didn't bother you for a long time, but now it's starting to bother you again. Or a lot of people start to come down with all sorts of different chronic inflammatory conditions. There's, you know, there's an inexhaustible list of conditions because all the time they're coming up with new ones and discovering new types of conditions to describe different, symptoms and so forth that might manifest. But we're all familiar with all the different complaints that people have, whether they're symptoms or they're diagnoses or syndromes where you have malfunctions of systems of the body. So how do these stem cell activation patches actually work? So let's talk about that. So the first thing to know is that your body, if you touch your body, we know that the difference between a live body and a dead body is that a live body is warm. We're 98.7 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is evidence of infrared light that's actually inside our body. Now, with the naked eye, I can't see that heat emanating from anyone's body. However, if I were to take night vision goggles and take a look at you, I would see that the infrared light is not contained to your body. You would actually glow in the dark. Much like this spectrography picture that we have here of a human hand where you could see the energy. I actually have a BioWell machine here that measures the joules of energy that you emit from your body, and each finger is tied to a particular organ and organ system of the body. And so we can see how many joules of energy are being emitted from your body. And so your body is actually the battery that is going to power this stem cell activation patch. So let me make a clarification at this point in time, because some people think that, these are stem cell patches, and they're not. They're stem cell activation patches. Big difference. These don't have any stem cells in them. These don't have any medicine in them either. This, if you look at the stem cell activation patch, it's about the size, a little bit bigger than a quarter. It's about 3 centimeters in width. And this stem cell activation patch in the middle has a little crystal lattice in the middle. And that crystal lattice is made of organic salt crystals, organic sugar crystals, and organic amino acids. It's a proprietary blend that's patented. And David Schmidt, when he was commissioned by the Department of Defense, he was hired specifically to create an alternative solution for the Black Ops Navy SEALs, because the Navy SEALs at the time were having, this was almost 22 years ago, they were drinking energy drinks. And the energy drinks, although they work initially, the problem is that when the effect wears out, you crash. And they could not have our first line of defense, which is the Navy SEALs. They couldn't have that. So they said, what could you create? What could you come up with? What can you invent that will keep their energy up without having them crash? And so that's when he invented the energy enhancer, which simply increases your energy. It activates your stem cells to boost your energy. And so this crystal lattice, he went into meditation and had this divine download, and it was given to him exactly what he needed to do in order to create this stem cell activation patch that would turn on the lights, so to quite literally, in your body to increase your energy. And the way this works is the moment you put this patch on your body, like I'm wearing energy enhancer myself right now. So when you put this patch, as soon as it makes contact with your skin, 1/3 of your previously dormant stem cells are now like floodlights, they're turned on. And the 98.7 degrees Fahrenheit infrared light bounces off of this crystal lattice. This crystal lattice is behaving, it's mimicking the like a diamond crystal. So like if you were to look at a diamond crystal and you were to shine a light on it, you would see all the colors of the rainbow. You see a great spectrum of colors. That's exactly what this is doing. And this is set to a particular frequency so that when the infrared light bounces off of this crystal lattice, it's going to mirror back that infrared light back into the bloodstream. And this specific particular geometrical pattern is going to signal GHKCU, copper peptide, in the bloodstream, which is what turns on the lights. And then what happens is that with the mother stem cell activation patch, this is the foundational patch to build your body. This is going to reset 1/3 of your genes. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I was just acting a little goofy. Okay. Oh, it's not wanting to do what I want it to do. I don't know why my computer's acting up. I apologize. We'll just have to follow along. Here, okay. Okay, so a little technical faux pas here, but let's see.
Try hitting escape and see if that works. Top left.
Top left. At least it's letting me scroll. Okay, I don't know. Okay, it won't let me highlight. It normally lets me highlight. So it's going to reset a third of your original stem cells to a younger, healthier state. It's going to activate your stem cells. It's going to repair cellular damage. It's going to increase and restore your collagen, because collagen is the #1 building block protein of the body. It's going to rebuild scar tissue. It's going to reduce fine lines and wrinkles. It's going to increase energy, increase sexual libido. It's going to increase your antioxidants, anti-aging, anti-inflammation. It's going to, if you have pain in the body, it's going to reduce it within 3 to 4 minutes, anywhere from 50 to 100%. It's going to provide you with improved sleep in the form of deeper, sounder sleep and improved hair growth. Okay, so that's the foundational patch. This is the mother stem cell activation patch that creates your foundation. So now let's move on to the next patch, which is going to be the equivalent of your bearing wall. And I want you to think of your stem cells. They're kind of like the equivalent of your printer. Your printer that you make photocopies and you print colored copies and black and white copies. You're going to notice that we all have color cartridges and black and white, black cartridges. And when you have 100% of the ink, of course, you make a color copy, and the color copy is indistinguishable from the original. And the black and white copy, you can't tell them apart. But when you've used 80 to 90% of the ink in that cartridge, now the colored copy is a faded version of the original, and that black and white copy is a gray and white copy. The same thing is true with your stem cells, because as your stem cells, as they age and as you have less of them available, you have the equivalent of, it's like having less dots per inch of ink in order to create that new cell. So instead of that cell that your stem cells, the remaining stem cells, are creating, then you have faded versions of them. By turning on a third of your previously dormant cells, now you have a crisper, cleaner, more accurate copy of the original based on your original blueprint. So the next thing is going to be your bearing wall, and we are going to move on to the daughter stem cell activation patch. And here you see that this one, the arrow doesn't want to work on here, but that's okay. So this next one, this is going to protect you from radiation poisoning. So it's going to give you radiation poisoning relief. It's going to increase your lean muscle mass, increase bone density, muscle mass and strength. It's going to increase also your energy, your focus, and your cardiovascular system. And it's going to protect you from electromagnetic frequencies that come from routers, modems, 5G, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi radiation, any kind of electrical components that are around you in your environment at home, or as you go out either into the workplace or out in public, supermarket stores, etc. Even as you drive down the street, 5G cell towers, 6G cell towers. It will also use the belly fat that you have as an immediate source of energy to rebuild your body. So it's going to reduce your belly fat, and it's going to help with osteoporosis. So osteo means bone, porosis means porosity or porous. So osteoporosis is not a disease, it's a condition, it's a state of being. This is just a descriptor to say that the bone is porous. Because this particular stem cell activation patch actually increases bone density, then of course osteoporosis will disappear. Does that make sense? Okay. Next thing we're going to talk about is our next 3 patches. So this is 2 of our 5, what I like to call the Fantastic 5. We have the next 3 patches, and the next 3 are the master antioxidants of the body. So technically this would be our second wall here, but I'm just going to hold it like this because it's easier to hold it this way. So glutathione. This glutathione is found throughout your entire body, head to toe. Your brain signals your liver to produce glutathione, and then your glutathione manufactures it and sends it into your bloodstream, and then it's distributed to every single organ of the body and all of your muscles. So every muscle and every organ has glutathione. So a lot of diseases, a lot of conditions that are aging conditions, syndromes, even also inflammatory conditions that where you have chronic inflammation and chronic pain. Oftentimes it's because there's a lack of glutathione in the body. There's just simply not enough. For example, people with Parkinson's usually they have almost no, if little, glutathione. People with dementia and Alzheimer's also have no glutathione. So glutathione is very, very critical master antioxidant because it's what detoxifies your body from any toxins that you might come in contact with. It's also an immune booster. Your glutathione is what's responsible for keeping your antivirals up to protect you against any germ, virus, or bacteria that your body may come in contact with. When it comes to detoxification, your stem cells, they treat toxins. Everything gets lumped together. So whether it's a toxin, maybe you were exposed to aluminum, maybe you were exposed to a petrochemical, maybe you've had some sort of processed food that has, red dye, artificial red sea, for example. That versus a virus or a germ or a bacteria that is a foreign invader that can harm your body, your stem cells consider them all toxins and they all have to be purged from the body. So glutathione is going to be doing that, and within 24 hours of your applying the patch, we have over 90 scientific research studies done on these stem cell activation patches, and the studies show that within 24 hours of you applying that patch, your glutathione levels will increase to anywhere from 300% to as high as 600%, all contingent upon what your original blueprint was, while you were conceived in the womb. Whatever your original stem cell blueprint, that original playbook, whatever is programmed in there, that's what it will increase to. So it's very important also that let's say you choose not to do the stem cell activation patches for whatever reason. If there's nothing that you take away from this presentation other than in this educational piece, number one building block program that we need in our body is water. Water is programmable. Well, water is the building block of life. We are, from the time we were children, elderly have a lower percentage of water, but we're anywhere from 70 to 82% water. You may or may not be aware, but I'm going to let you know right now that your DNA is primarily composed of water. And when you look at your stem cells and you look at your DNA, when you're 2% dehydrated, you start to feel thirsty, where your mouth will actually feel either parched or you're going to feel the sensation of thirst. That means that you're about 2% dehydrated. Let's fast forward this to 8% dehydration, and we can see under a microscope, we can look at your DNA at 8% dehydration, your DNA starts to unravel. It literally starts to disintegrate and it starts to unravel. If you get to 10% dehydration, you start to lose your mind. You literally will lose your mind. And no one can survive 12% dehydration. You reach 12%, you're dead. Body shots down, no one can survive 12% dehydration. So the genesis, the foundation to anything that you're doing for health and well-being, just for survivability, you have to be hydrated. So 50% of your weight in fluid ounces of water is absolutely paramount. It's the foundational building block to everything. And with the stem cell activation patches, if you're not hydrated enough and you're not drinking 50% your weight in fluid ounces of water, what will happen is that your stem cells go to produce, let's say you need, the primary organs of the body that you need for viability are your heart, your brain, and your liver. You can live without a big toe. If you have, maybe you broke your big toe, but let's say you have, 95% blockage in an artery in your heart, and you have a lot of myocarditis, and you have a lot of, destroyed cells in your heart. Your stem cells are going to go, we're going to send all the troops to send cardiac cells, because you can't live without a heart. You can't live without a heart. You can't live without a liver. You can't live without a brain. You can live without one kidney. You got a spare, but you don't have a spare liver. You don't have a spare brain, and you don't have a spare heart. So it's going to prioritize. Your stem cells are smart enough to know where the worst damage in your body is, it's going to go to take care of that first. And then in order of priority, what's the most critical for your survival, second, third, it knows how to do what we call triage, which is the prioritization of how urgent it is that cell needs to be replaced. So does that all make sense? Does anybody have any questions about that so far? Okay. So 50% your weight in fluid ounces of water. If you take nothing away from this other than remember to drink 50% your weight. If you weigh 100 pounds, it would be 50 ounces of water. If you weigh 120, 60, 200-pound man, 200-pound woman needs to drink 100 ounces of water from the time you get up till you go to sleep. It's not a matter of drinking all of it at once. You don't need to do that. You just need to drink, you just have to allot that amount of water consumption while you're awake from the time you wake up till the time you go to sleep. Okay? The next patch is going to be the carnosine patch. And this patch does something entirely different than the other patches. So this patch, carnosine, I like to tell people, think about carne asada tacos. For those of you who like Mexican food and who've had carne asada tacos, it's easy to remember what carnosine does because carne asada tacos, carne is flesh, it's meat. Well, carnosine, this master antioxidant, has to do with all things that are related to your heart. Your heart is an entire muscle, right? And all things that are related to your heart, muscle, and your cardiovascular system. It also improves healthy brain function, your memory, your focus, and your brain processing speed. Also, because it's dealing with all things related to heart, muscle, and cardiovascular system, it's going to increase your strength, your stamina, and your endurance. And if you have any wounds that are inside of your body or even outside of your body, it's going to create this wound repair and replacement. Very, very important master antioxidant and part of our Fantastic Five. Okay, so then the fifth one and I'm going to bring it down to here. Yeah. Okay, so Eon is our next stem cell activation patch, and that's the completion of the Fantastic Five. So this one is our anti-stress patch. This one is responsible for raising atenoloplastins, and I'll explain what that is in just a second. This one also increases your DHEA, fountain of youth hormone. This patch is the one that does brain balancing. So it actually balances both the left and the right hemisphere of the brain, which creates a very calming effect. And it reduces the cortisol levels because when you are in a fight or flight response, if you're under stress, frustration, if you have an environment where you're struggling and you've got a lot of frustration, a lot of deadlines, a lot of pressure, maybe you have like fearful situations coming up. Let's face it, during the pandemic, a lot of people came down with stress and with PTSD and anxiety because of the uncertainty of what was going on in all sorts of different fronts. So your adrenals release cortisol, and that's to give you an extra boost of energy. And then that cortisol then goes into your bloodstream and turns into C-reactive proteins, and it doesn't feel good over a lengthy period of time, especially if it continues to go on, because the body was never created to be in that fight or flight response ad infinitum. It's supposed to be just a momentary thing, and then you're supposed to go back into a calm state. But many people have not had the luxury of being put back into that calm state. So you have a high level of cortisols and C-reactive proteins in your body, which doesn't feel good, and it causes some disease in the body as well. So this patch is going to balance your left and your right hemisphere. It's going to reduce your cortisol levels, your C-reactive proteins, and it's going to give you a calming effect. And it makes you feel legitimately happy for no other reason other than your body is going now from being out of balance, it's now going into balance, okay? Now let's talk a little bit about atenoloplastins, because most people have never heard of atenoloplastins. And so atenoloplastins are actual peptides that are found in the blood and the urine of healthy people. Research shows that they might stimulate your immune system and that these peptides might also kill certain cancer cells and keep them from proliferating and growing. So they're used for specific cancers, various different types of cancers, for high cholesterol, brain swelling that's due to any kind of infection, and certain other conditions. So this particular little powerful patch is responsible for raising your natural original blueprint amount of ateinoplastins, which is why if you've had anything that has compromised your body in any way, shape, or form, whether it's an accident, whether it's a medical condition, whether it's injury from exposure to certain toxins or certain shots or what have you, you can unring that bell with this, because it's going to restore your body to a younger, healthier state. Okay? So that completes the Fantastic Five. I'm just going to share with you guys here. We have the startx39now.com. This is our educational site. There's nothing for you to buy there. It's just education. There's a 2-minute video that tells you what the patches are, a 3-minute video, how it works. There's an 18-minute video where David Schmidt, the founder and the pioneer, he's the scientist who created these stem cell activation patches. He goes on to explain at greater depth more about the stem cell activation process. And then we also have some testimonials, as well as the 90 independent research studies. They're all posted there. It's basically like a giant, you can think of it as a file cabinet where you can go over the information to your heart's content and ask as much questions based on what you find there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let me see. So I want
Yes,
to open it
thank
up for
you.
questions now. Maybe you might have questions specific to yourself or in general about the patches. What questions might you have?
Where do you place the patches?
Where do I place the patches? That's a great question. So the patches, so each one of the patches, each one of these will come with their own little booklet. Now, the research studies, all subjects applied the patches either on their neck bump, which is governing vessel 14, because what we do is we take the patches and we put them on specific acupuncture points to exponentialize, basically to magnify the effect of the patches on the body. So in the research studies, all of them either had the subjects apply them on their neck bump, which is governing vessel 14. That is the spot where your brain,
Welcome to
and your
Zoom.
neck,
Enter meeting ID followed by pound.
Ed?
please mute yourself so we don't need to hear that. Anyhow, so that it goes down into your brainstem, and then your brainstem then signals down your spinal column that message. So it's one of the two places. The other spot is conception vessel 6, which is right below your belly button, about 2 finger widths below your belly button. That is basically the acupuncture point that's responsible for your reproductive system, your digestive system, and anything having to do with hormones as well, because it has to do with reproduction and digestion as well. So, but the patches can be worn anywhere on the body, anywhere from head to toe. There's an acupuncture point that's at the apex at the top of your head. We call it the bliss point. That is a governing vessel acupuncture point as well. So you could put it up on, like I said, head to toe. It could be under your feet. We have different protocols also for different types of conditions. So if you have specific pain points, whether it's specific regions of the body or if you have full body pain, we have different ways of approaching where to put your patch placement. But the general rule of thumb is either neck bump or below your belly button. But you can see, for example, we use Energy Enhancer. We have probably about, I think, 4 different locations that are the primary ones that we recommend. David Schmidt himself, he wears 2 sets of the Energy Enhancer. He wears some on his wrist or below his clavicles, and then he'll wear another set under his feet, because there's an acupuncture point right below the balls of your feet that he uses. So what other questions might you have?
More question?
Okay. Yeah. So if you don't have any other further questions, I'm going to recommend that you get back to the person that shared this Zoom link with you or who invited you to this Zoom. They can answer any further questions that you might have. If you're interested in getting started, they too can help you get started. If you're looking to have, I'm going to recap just briefly. about the other patches so that you know. So for example, if we have someone who has either digestive issues, reproductive organ related conditions, or hormonal issues, or things having to do with your neurology. So either you had a traumatic brain injury, or you have neuropathy or neuralgia, where you have either numbness or acute nerve, like burning nerve pain. We have this SP6 patch, which takes care of those issues. We have one to activate your pineal gland, which will activate also your melatonin, regulate your circadian rhythms, increase your mental clarity and focus. That's the Alavita patch. This one also elevates your epithelium and peptide. So if you have fine lines and wrinkles, you apply the patch, it will take care of that over time. We also have, if you're someone who's suffering with mood disorders, you have a tendency of being very depressed, we have the Nirvana patch. We have the Nirvana patch. It also comes as a supplement. I don't know how much longer that's going to be available, but this one also, we find that because it increases your beta endorphins, that it relieves people who have full body pain. We oftentimes have great deal of success when we apply this patch along with the supplements to relieve them of full body pain. For more localized pain, we have, this is the only patch we have that does not repair anything. It's the Ice Wave patch. And this Ice Wave patch,
That is amazing, and it helps, and it's like immediate, and it literally helped give me back my shoulder.
yeah, it's amazing to me too how this patch, like, it's astonishing how every single person that I've patched to has had, so for example, a migraine or a headache. They'll be around me and they'll say, oh, I have the worst migraine or I have the worst headache. And I'm like, really? I'm like, I'm a stem cell activation patch specialist. I have patches on me. I go, would you like me to patch you? There's no medicine in this. This is organic, nanotechnology. They're organic salt, sugar crystals, salt crystals, amino acids. It's all organic. It's not like a testosterone patch that puts testosterone in you or anything else. It's actually just activating your own light to repair itself. And this one's just turning off your pain receptors. They're like, sure. I put a mother stem cell activation patch on their neck, and then this on either left hand side of their temple or right under their earlobes. And within anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, they're like, oh my gosh.
Pam, I think it's Pam Frey's her name, the one that had the botched sinus surgery, and she put this X39 on the back of her neck, and then she put the Ice Wave on either side, and she said her 2,400-day terrible migraine, like where she wanted to commit suicide, was gone in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've had people with trigeminal neuralgia, which is like the suicide thing. It's amazing. It really does work. Yeah. So that's the only patch that doesn't repair anything. But the X39, because you're using them both at the same time, while this is turning off the pain receptors, the X39 is immediately repairing. It's really
Exactly.
quite extraordinary how that works. These are the two patches I wanted to note that are a two-patch system. You'll notice that on my wrists. Can you see the white one on this side and then the tan one? A little harder to see. It's tan colored. So these patches, the Ice Wave and the Energy Enhancer, are a two-patch system. Everything else is 30 patches in a sleeve, and it's only one that you wear. You can wear two X39. Like we've had people who had really bad pain, so they put an X39 on the neck bump and another X39 on a different one, and then their pain disappeared just from applying those two. But generally speaking, each one of these is a 30-day supply. These have 30 patches, but because it's a two-patch system, it's actually a 2-week supply. So, and again, you can put them anywhere in the body. As much as we talk about the acupuncture points, I do also want to point out that each one of us has our own natural, body intelligence. And so I tell people, like, if you get an instinct, maybe you've been wearing your patches a certain way, and then one day you get a feeling, it's like, oh, I should wear this one on I'm putting my patches together, but I'm kind of getting the feeling, or I'm getting the thought that I should put carnosine on my sternum, on my chest, or right above my heart. I always tell people, Go with it. Don't talk yourself out of, oh no, that's silliness. I just need to put, no, no, no. Honor that because that's your body. You're learning to read your body. Your body is telling it what it wants and what it needs. So honor that. It doesn't need to make sense to you. It doesn't need to make sense to anybody else. You're just paying attention to your own body as you're wearing these patches on a day-to-day basis. You might have the intuitive hit, the impetus to move a patch here or there. Go ahead and try it. It cannot harm you. And the patches will still activate a third of your stem cells no matter where you put it in the body. It's just that as your energy is moving in your body, there are times where there's going to be a greater energy flow if you put them on this spot versus the other. So honor that. Does that make sense?
How many patches do you wear each day?
So if you're wearing the Fantastic Five, then Fantastic Five. Like today, I'm wearing the Fantastic Five and I'm also wearing Energy Enhancer. So I have 5, 6, 7. I've worn, I don't know what the maximum is that I've worn, but I've worn 12 to 18 patches at any given time. I don't do that every
One
day.
of each, right? One of each, and 12 hours on, 12 hours off.
Yeah, so one of each.
Okay, that was my next question. Do you wear them at night or only during the day?
So these patches are primarily day patches. However, like the Alavita patch, you can only wear that at night. Why? Because this is signaling melatonin. This is going to activate your pineal gland, and melatonin is tied to melatonin puts you to sleep, serotonin wakes you up. So this is a nighttime only patch. You don't wear this during the day. If you wear it during the day, it's going to mess up your circadian rhythms. You're going to get sleepy during the middle of the day if you wear this one. Silent nights is if you're having trouble going to sleep. Silent nights is to put you to sleep. So that's a nighttime only patch. For the most part, the rest of the, like I would not wear Energy Enhancer at night. However, there are certain people with certain conditions that we're trying to push the energy and move it for quicker acceleration of restoration. So on a case-by-case basis, there might be someone who would sleep with Energy Enhancer. It's less likely than probable that we would recommend that. But there's always an exception to the norm. I've had people who, again, we normally recommend that you take the Fantastic Five and you wear them 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and you start off in the morning after you get up, after you've showered and so forth. You're going to put the Fantastic Five on. Now, I have started people at 9 o'clock on the Fantastic Five. I had a gentleman in October who had back surgery, who is 92 years old, who was in excruciating pain. His narcotics were not working. He had gone to the doctor that same day for an injection for pain relief. Doctor told him it would take 30 minutes to an hour for it to kick in. 4 hours later, he was still in horrifying pain, which is why he got started on the patches. So by the time he got started, it was 9 p.m. at night, and he had already gone 4, almost 5 days without sleeping, and he's 92 years old, and he's in agony. So I couldn't in good conscience tell him, let's just wait till the morning, because he probably wouldn't have slept. He hadn't slept already. That's putting an unnecessary compromise on his system. So we started him at 9 p.m. at night. He had the Fantastic Five. He also had a couple sets, a lower, like top of the spine and the base of the spine of Ice Wave. And normally somebody like that, I would have said, you know, let's see how you're doing 6 hours later, but that would have been 3 in the morning. And I didn't want his son to have to wake up just to report back to me. So I said, in 3 hours, let me know how he's doing. And at midnight, when Duke contacted me, he said he's finally asleep. Pain finally subsided where he's so much more relaxed and he was able to fall asleep. So fast forward the next morning, I told him, okay, don't wake him up in the morning. Just let him sleep however much he wants to sleep, because we're going to have to reapply patches on him. But fast forward to 8 days after we initially put the patches on him, and that man was able to basically, he was able to walk without his canes, because we started patching him Sunday at 9 p.m. By Wednesday, he was walking with 2 canes. By Friday, he ditched the canes. He was walking with a walking stick. And by the following Sunday, which was 8 days after he started the patches, he was basically walking without any canes or anything, saying, I feel pretty good. He goes, he still had a little bit of pain, but nothing compared to what he had had before. He's turned 93 years old since then, and he also has 12 stents in his heart. And I found out that last month when he went for his checkup, 2 of the 12 stents are starting to dissolve, and the doctors couldn't explain it. They're like, these stents are supposed to last him for life, and we don't understand how 2 of the 12 stents are dissolving. And the 2 that are dissolving in the spots of the heart where he doesn't really need them anymore. I didn't know that that was a possibility, but that's the report that I got back. So the human body is amazing, and your stem cells are intelligent enough to know how to detoxify you, how to repair you, how to restore you and bring you back into balance, especially when you have a third of your previously dormant stem cells, your soldiers, you have them now back up and working for you. They can rebuild and repair any and all things and regenerate them.
Would you recommend for most people, like, who don't have any pain symptoms or anything like that? Like, I've been very healthy for a long time. I don't have any issues. But I'm interested. I've seen the pictures of the before and after pictures of the skin, and that's amazing.
It is incredible.
It's incredible. So I definitely want to join, but I want to find the right things that I need to use. So would you say that most people should do the 5?
Yeah, so we have our athletes. So athletes who are in great shape, who are just wanting to optimize performance, people who want to just age reversal, who just want to optimize their body so that they look and feel as great as they possibly can. Those are the foundational patches. And then people who have any kind of either trauma in the body that they're trying to repair, or they have disease or multiple conditions. Again, that's the foundational patches for the body. So that's where you start. And then if you want to try, then someone like yourself who's just interested in the age reversal, you can try the energy enhancer, for not just increased energy, but the nice thing about energy enhancer is that it moves the energy in the body faster. So then you have a quicker reparation of the body going on, so that you potentially will see faster results. That's why I'm a high energy person. I don't get tired very easily. I mean, I have to put myself to sleep because I'm not sleepy. So, but for me, I was hit by a bus almost 6 years ago. So I wanted to repair whatever nerves are still that need reparation. I want that neural activity to be replaced. And then the brain's nerves are the hardest. They take the longest to repair. They're also the longest lasting, but they're the hardest for the body to repair. It takes more energy for those to be regenerated. That being said, I've seen people with traumatic brain injuries that in 6 months, 98 to 100% of their traumatic brain injury symptoms all gone, which you would think it would take at least a year, but that's not necessarily the case. And everybody's body is different. Some people's bodies are in better shape than others. Your human body, it's like thumbprints. No two are alike. So it just depends what's going on in your body. But yeah, I would recommend the Fantastic 5 for you as well.
For the skin,
I was
just
just-
Fantastic 5 you recommend for this?
Yeah. I would recommend the Fantastic 5, and then the Alavita Trio for the skin, so that you get the quickest. Like, I didn't start the Alavita Trio myself for 4 months. The 4th month, but that's because I saw my friend Kathy, who in 7 months her skin went from being very wrinkled to she had no wrinkles, which was like 7 months after being on the patches. So I asked her, I said, did you also do the Alavita? She says, well, I didn't do it the first couple months, but the 3rd month I added it. And at that point, I had been wearing the patches for 4 months. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start doing this too. Because I wanted the pineal gland activation, but I also wanted the epithelium peptide for my skin as well.
Okay. So the Alavita one has the pineal gland as well?
Yeah, the Alavita one activates your pineal gland, increases your melatonin, and it increases the epithelium and peptide in your skin. All of your skin, not just your face. It's most evident, obviously, in your face.
And that's the one that makes me sleep.
Yeah, it'll help you sleep too, because you wear that at night, and
Yes.
the third eye, and then you can take carnosine, and then instead of wearing carnosine during the daytime, you could wear it on your right temple, and you get the most vivid, beautiful dreams. It's pretty awesome.
Okay. And then what is the cost of this for, like, I've been looking at the enrollment packages, but I don't I can't understand this. I can't understand the enrollment because it doesn't seem to tell you what it is you get for these different levels.
Okay, so yeah, if you go to the website, you'll see the individual patches on there. This is the Dr. Wholesale pack. So to get the Fantastic Five, you'll see the 5 sleeves. The retail price, you'll see that the X39 and 49. If you go to the site, you'll see that this is $149, as is this. So just those two are $300. However, putting you on a Dr. Wholesale pack, you can get the Fantastic Five where the price per sleeve, this is the retail, would be $750. You would get the Dr. Wholesale price of $499. So basically, you get the Fantastic Five for $100 each.
Bonus
anytime-
sleeve, bonus sleeve or two.
Yeah, so anytime you get a Dr. Wholesale pack, you always get free bonus sleeves. So usually with the gold pack, you'll get 3 bonus sleeves. So you could get the Alavita Trio, which comes with 2 months of the stem cell activation patch Alavita, and then it comes with the nightly nectar cream and the daily cream, and that will last you like 3 months.
Okay.
That's for $499.
So that's the gold pack.
That's the gold pack.
Okay.
Now, and then we recommend that you be on the patches for the next 12 months because normally your body, without being on the stem cell activation patches, your whole body is on a schedule. Every organ has a different schedule, but over a 7-year period, all 56 trillion cells are replaced.
Right.
So none of the cells that you have in your body right now were here 10 years ago. All those cells have turned over. This is like a whole, all the bones have turned over, everything in your body has turned over. But when you're on the stem cell activation patches, everything happens faster because you have 1/3 of your previously dormant stem cells are now turned on. So now, since you're going to be on this for the next 12 months, sometimes we have people who say, well, is there any way, this is $499 just for your first month, then it drops to $329 a month.
Why?
Because now you have access to the wholesale, like further wholesale pricing on a Dr. Wholesale pack. Now, if you're willing to buy 3 months in advance, because you're going to be on this for the next 12 months, you can get the diamond pack. You see here that you get 3 months, almost 4. So with a diamond pack, if you do 3 times 500 is 1,500. So it's $1,599. But when you got, because they always give you bonus product, when you buy the diamond pack, which is 3 months in advance, they will bonus you 2 additional months. So now, instead of 19 sleeves, you get 25. It'll probably be like 26, 27. I think Alicia the other day, she got 30 sleeves somehow, but because they always give bonus sleeves, but the minimum that you'll have is 25 to 27 sleeves. So you'll end up with 5 months of the Fantastic Five, plus some other, maybe you could get an extra Alavita Trio or 2 in that as well. So, and then after your 5th month, then it would go to $329 a month for the remaining.
So that's $300 a month for the diamond pack. You're just paying up front.
Yeah, so here you're just buying the diamond pack, you're just buying in essence 5 months because you're getting 5 months in advance. So then months 6 through 12 you pay $329. And so your subscription then would be starting your 6th month because you would have 5 months in advance.
Which is really cool.
And then you can change if at any point in time, like your 2nd, your 3rd month, you decide, oh, I want to try, I want to get some SP6 for my neurology. I want to try whatever it is. You can always alter and get that anytime. Anything over your anytime you're getting any of the supportive sleeves, 3 or more, they're $49 a piece. So the price, that's a big difference from $149 to just $49. These drop down to like $49 or $149 for the 3.
I'm sorry to ask you all these questions, but like what I don't understand how you start at 500 at the doctor price, but then what happens to make it go down to 300?
Because this is your initial gold pack, so you don't have to continue paying $499 a month. After this, then they have something called bundle pricing. So then your X39 and 49, instead of it being 100 a piece, it drops to, they'll bundle the 2 of these together, and it's $179 for both of these. And then for these, these three, the glutathione, carnosine, and eon, they'll bundle price this too, and this drops to 149. So when you add the two of them together, it's 329.
Okay.
And also, doesn't your compensation is better the higher level you go, right?
Yeah, your compensation level is better. The other thing is after you've been subscribed for several months, I don't know at what month mark they start to do this, but I just recently noticed that people's subscriptions are getting an additional, so instead of 329, they take 10% off of your order, so you save an additional 10%. And you'll see it'll show up something like reoccurring subscription discount, and it says 10%. I'm like, wow, that's cool. They're saving an additional 10%. I don't know if it's after 2 months, 3 months, or 4 months of having a subscription, but I know because I see it on enough of my people now that I didn't see that before. So I was like, wow, that's nice that they're making it even less expensive for people.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Have you heard of anybody with, like, you said something about osteoporosis? Have you seen people with like scoliosis and like twisted backs and stuff? Because I have lordosis, which is a lower back.
Yes.
Really bad.
Yeah. In fact, let me see
It
if I
doesn't hurt, but it just looks, it just goes in.
Oh, what's her name? Karen or something?
yeah, let me see if I can find
I think I have a side by side picture that.
yeah, I want to show you. I'm going to share my screen with you guys before here is this gal.
Oh, wow.
So here she is. It's the other direction, darn it. So here you can see the difference between before she was on the patches here. Wish I could have it side by side.
Yeah.
I've got it side by side. I can send it to you.
Wow. That's, how long is that?
6 weeks, she said, on her test.
What?
6 weeks. Mhm.
That is wild. I mean, it's so weird because I literally just prayed about that. I was like, I wish there was a way to fix this, but I might have to live with it forever. Wow.
No. Yeah, so you can see here, this is the before
That's stunning.
and 6 weeks later. I know you would think something like that would take at least maybe a year or two.
Mhm.
But when you have a third of your stem cells working for you, yeah. So we have all sorts of different, I mean, I've had people who, I had one gal who, actually, I could share that here. This is, if I can get it to work, because sometimes the computer doesn't want to.
I mean, when you see something like that, you just wonder what else is it doing for your body? That's amazing.
Yeah, there are the things that we know, and then there's things that we don't know. So here, this
Right.
is Ashley. She's a friend of mine. She's a holistic care practitioner, lives about an hour south of me off of PCH. And she was in a horrible car accident, miserable. She broke her clavicle. Believe it or not, for the first 2 years after she came to me, she was unaware that she had a traumatic brain injury because she was not diagnosed with a traumatic brain injury. However, my specialty happens to do with neurology and the brain. And so when she came to me, I told her, you're presenting. I go, I know these are all your complaints, you know, your brain fog and blah, blah, blah. I go, but you might, I go, this is the list of your symptoms. And look, these are the classic symptoms of a TBI. I go, luckily, because you're on the stem cell activation patches, this is going to get reversed. So I'm going to share with you, you can see the titanium screws that they put in her clavicle. She did after, I told her, I go, we don't treat, cure, heal, or diagnose, but you might want to have either a WAVI brain scan. I tend to have people go to a WAVI brain scan because you don't have to take the radioactive material you do for a SPECT scan for the brain. And her doctor then was able to confirm that she did have 3 TBIs, in fact. So if you look at her testimonial, she goes, well, it's been a moment, or rather almost 2 years since I've really posted on Facebook. She originally put this on Facebook, and I asked her to put it here in our group. I've posted on Facebook because of a horrific accident in the summer of 2021. I had that shattered my clavicle and gave me 3 TBIs. traumatic brain injuries. My clavicle required a titanium plate, 7 screws, and several months to heal. My brain injuries went undiagnosed for 16 long months of pure hell. For those of you who don't know, traumatic brain injuries cause all kinds of havoc in the brain and in one's life. For me personally, I lost a lot of memories, was unable to learn new concepts, brain fog, lost 75% of my hair, insomnia, excess of alcohol drinking to calm panic attacks and help me sleep, inability to work, started isolating, speech, talking issues, balance issues, and major depression to the point of being suicidal for months on end. I literally wanted to die, and if I had not had the most amazing dog in the whole world who relied on me, I would have killed myself. It was a very sad time for me. I also lost some very close loved ones, which made things even worse. And all during this time, I kept saying, I don't know what's wrong with me. That's very common, unfortunately. Most of you are probably saying, why on earth did I not go see a doctor or ever talk to anyone about it? Well, because my brain was broken and I did not know how to care for myself. And I am the person whom everyone comes to for help. I simply did not know what to do. Pretty sad, yes, I know. That's a TBI for you. And she didn't know that she had a TBI, right? So, but I'm happy to share that it's been 5 months since I was diagnosed. I've been on a specific recovery program and I am 98% healed. It has cost me about $250 a month out of pocket, but it has totally been worth it. My whole life has been changed. Back to normal. I'm healed.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, and we can go, there's so many. We have in this group.
Jackie has a question in the chat for you.
Sure.
Stop that.
Go ahead, Jackie.
She's, yeah, there she, I don't know if she wants to ask it or you can just read it in the chat.
Oh, let's see. Please share what the best pack is to get started with if you plan to share this amazing technology. Okay, yeah, so the Fantastic Five. I really recommend the Fantastic Five, the wholesale pack, because you get the savings plus you get that wonderful, the free bonus that if you choose to get the Alavita Trio, that's such a smoking deal because the Alavita Trio wholesale is $200. So if you go to buy and you just go check right now on the website, you'll see that the creams, just the wholesale price on the creams, I don't even know what the retail price is on the creams, but the wholesale cost on the creams, it's like $80 for each cream. That's $160 for those two. Well, 2 sleeves of the Alavita, if you get 2 of these are $69.95, $70 a piece. That's another $140. So when you get that as a free bonus on, the gold pack, that's like, whoa, you have 2 months of patches and then you have the creams last me 3 months. So it's like, whoa, that's like such a super deal. If you don't want to do the Alavita Trio or because you could just get that later, you can get SP6. I love this patch because of what it does for your neurology, your hormones and digestive issues. That, an energy enhancer, or this, an ice wave. Again, it depends if you don't have pain in the body, then you don't need ice wave. Then maybe either Alavita Trio or SP6, an energy enhancer, would be the way to go.
I think she's, I don't want to speak for you, Jackie, but I think she's asking business pack, like how does it work with the enrollment packs? I guess this is my question too. You can you mix and match what you get? Like how do these business packs work?
Yeah, so that you can definitely mix and match. There's no question about it. So we can always tailor it. Again, we can always tailor things to your needs. And when you get a gold pack, you're not limited to just getting the Fantastic Five and what your bonus items are. If you want to purchase more things, because some people do, you can do that too.
I don't know if I'm looking at the website wrong or whatever, but when I'm looking at the enrollment page, it just says enrollment starter, enrollment bronze, enrollment silver, enrollment gold, but it doesn't say what you get. It just says the price. So I don't know what it means.
Yeah. So typically what we do, because in order for you to get like the doctor wholesale pricing and to get like the free bonuses and stuff and to have some guidance, because that doesn't really, I know it's very confusing. So what we do is we set up either a Zoom like this, and then we can go ahead and we have to fill out this doctor wholesale form.
Got it.
I'll show you this doctor wholesale form.
And Amber, we can do that right after this if you want.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Jody.
Yeah, so right after this, we can, Alicia can get you started and she can go over this information, but this is basically the information she'll need to fill out. the
Bree is an
back end.
expert network marketer. Like she is like,
Who is?
like Marcy. She's done this a lot.
Oh, Anna Maria?
Yeah.
It's Anne Marie. It's not, no, Anna.
Anne Marie. Sorry, Anne Marie. I didn't mean to change your
That's
name.
okay. So it's really, to me, it seems like the business packs are just based on like the more you get, the more of a discount you're just gonna save money. And if you're
Yeah,
planning
you're gonna save money. Yeah.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
thing to know about the back side of the thing is, in order to unlock the algorithm to get, like, I still don't know how Alicia last week, she had someone who signed up on a diamond pack. I've never had anybody get 30 sleeves. That's like unheard of. Like the most I've ever seen is 27, 28 sleeves. I go, okay, so the algorithm based on our volume somehow allowed her to do up to 30 sleeves.
Oh my God.
Which is awesome.
I don't understand what you're saying. Was it like bonuses or something?
Yeah, they're the bonus sleeves, because normally when you get
Yes.
when you sign someone up on a diamond pack, they're getting 3 months in advance. So that's okay. You get basically 25 sleeves. You might get a 26th and a 27th sleeve. That's like the most I've seen. I think maybe once I got someone who got 28, but Alicia got 30. So, but that has to do with the volume that the group is doing. And so we can't guarantee that that's going to be every time. Because like I said, I've never seen it. That's the only time I've experienced it. But to unlock the algorithm, we do have to sign people up where we fill out that Dr. Wholesale form, and then we put it in our back office because it's
So
available on the front end.
my situation is I got really badly censored and banned for the last few years from big tech. I had a giant health blog network, probably the biggest in the world, years and years ago. But because I've been in this for so long, I was an early target. So they took me out in 2019 is when I really got deplatformed. And so I have no audience right now, like none whatsoever. And I don't want to really run with this yet. Once I do, I can do monthly giveaways for this. Like there's all kinds of things I can do and get people onto this call, but I don't want to, like, I also lost like everything. My husband divorced me. I had to move out, like I've lost everything. So I know I want to do this. I know I want to, because I've been reading about these for a while, and I know the testimonials, that's just that woman's back is just wild. Like, and I believe it. I know this stuff works because I have a far infrared comforter on my blanket that I won't use anything else. I've been using this since the 1990s.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I know, and it's not even like, it doesn't do anything. I don't know what it's doing for my health, but it's just the way that it feels. I can't sleep without it. So my question to you is like, should I just go ahead and get something kind of, middle of the road? Because I'm not really ready to run with this just yet. I don't know how the compensation works and all that. And I'm just about to leave for a month to France. So on a research trip. So I don't really have a lot of time to devote. It's not going to be for another few months until, like, I'm hoping, God willing, we get our platforms back. I lost 250,000 followers on Facebook alone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So like, I'm not in a position right now to do very much just based on my life. So I'm not trying to bore everybody with this, but I'm just asking you, I don't know how, like a lot of these plans, they want you to spend a lot in the beginning, and you're like, yeah, but they want you also to really run in the beginning, because there's like things that you'll get more bonuses if you run hard in the beginning. And I just can't do that right now.
Yeah. So okay. So it's right now really focused about you and your health and your well-being. And you are planning on leaving the country because you're going to be out of state. You're not going to be home for, it sounds like, more than 30 days. So for someone like you, there's a couple of things kind of going on. So the diamond pack would really benefit you because it's the lowest cost per sleeve that you're going to get, period. You're going to be on this, let's say, without even building, we're focusing just on you. It's just, okay, supplying yourself. You're going to be paying for this over the next 12 months. It makes sense to pay the lowest cost per sleeve, which $49 is actually the lowest. But so that's the first thing. The other thing is that you want to be able to not just have over the next 30 days the patches that you're going to need, but you're going to want to be able to take with you for however long you're in France. If you decide to stay an extra month, which, luckily we're society.
But no, but I like the idea of paying less. That's great. But I'm just asking about your compensation plan, because a lot of these compensation plans, they'll be like, if you do X amount in the first, so many months, you're gonna get more, and I can't.
There's no pressure.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no, it's not really structured that way.
Mhm.
And it's a very gracious,
Not at all.
yeah, they give you 52 weeks to like, as whatever your volume is and whatever other people decide to come on, whether they find your link or whatever happens, the time period that things expired only drop off 1 week at a time. And so it would be 52 weeks from now before like your first week would drop off, and it would only be 1 week. So you have plenty of time to unlock like these CDs that are going to be there waiting for you to build the structure to glean from them.
Yeah, and let me just, I bought in because I was right before I was moving and I was crazed. I did the silver pack, and then I just upgraded to the gold, and I have, almost a year to upgrade to the diamond. So that's kind of what I'm doing. But I got bonus stuff, and I ordered Ice Wave separately because I needed it.
What does that
And-
mean? I don't understand what you mean when you say you have so many days to upgrade.
So yeah, so you can upgrade at any time. So like you could start off as a gold and you can upgrade to a diamond, and you just pay the difference. So it's not like you have to pay the entire amount of the diamond. So you would pay $4.99 as your gold. The diamond pack is $15.99. So you only pay $1,100 instead of $15.99, and you still get, every time you upgrade, you also get bonus sleeves.
Do you mean when you say you're upgrading, you mean you're upgrading
Yeah,
on your monthly pack?
yeah. So you're going from a gold pack to, let's say, a diamond pack. So that you get the diamond pricing.
Oh, I see.
You can upgrade by just paying the difference.
Which is what I just did. I just paid $200 to upgrade to the diamond. And now I have the diamond pricing and also the diamond compensation structure.
Yeah, so let me show you. Normally I don't show this here, but since you're someone who's versed in these compensation plans. So for example, so someone signs up on a gold pack, the product introduction bonus is 100. For a platinum, which is not too many people do, it seems like silver, gold, and diamond are the most popular. Platinum, it's 150. So a diamond pack is 200. But if you are a diamond pack, if you've already upgraded to diamond, instead of your compensation being 200, now your compensation is 500.
I see.
So now for
But that's another reason to get the diamond, because you're going to get a higher compensation. If
Yes.
because then that pays for your patch, because your patches are $329 a month. And look, you sign one diamond, you enroll somebody who's a diamond, and that more than covers your patches, plus extra patches that you might want. Then the rest is all great. It's all just income.
Okay. Sounds good. You guys, thanks so much. This is awesome. I really appreciate all your information.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Jody.
You're welcome.
Once you receive your patches, we can do patch placement for you. We have a video that tells you how to put the Fantastic 5 patches on. But like all things, we like to make ourselves available. If you or your person that you've introduced to the patches wants specific patch placement for their specific conditions, then we will be more than happy to do a patch placement call with you. Okay?
And I also just want to add, everybody that I have met that has anything to do with this company is so amazing. Everybody is so knowledgeable and so kind. There's no pressure. It's like all love. I've been so impressed.
Yes.
And we're big on education. It's educate, answer whatever questions at the rate and speed that you can consume them. And really, because you need to be empowered with your own health. You're doing this, you're investing in your own health. So you need to know why and how, and know that people that are here are really vested in making sure that you're well taken care of, and that you learn to read your body so that
And also, by the way, when you're done with the patch, after 12 hours, you can put it on your dog. So
How do you put it on a dog if they have fur?
They all have fur, and we can show you pictures. If we'll close with that one. I'll show you.
the cataracts one, where the cataracts was
Where
gone.
yeah, in a couple months the cataracts were gone. Okay, I need to.
So cool.
Yeah, we have so many.
You can just put the patch under their collar.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Just tape it on there or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just the light. It doesn't have to touch the skin.
Yeah, because it
Just-
goes up
yeah.
to four, it goes up to four, oh, here it is. It goes up to
Yes.
4 inches into your body. So, and for animals too. So check this little guy. He's so cute, little furry. This is before he had the patches on. He actually had a cataract on his right eye, and 2 or 3 months later, look, his cataract disappeared.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
Look at that. And there was that woman, the woman with the chest, which
Oh,
is
that's
just
my-
unbelievable.
That's my friend Kathy. Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
Kathy,
Aw.
I watched her testimonial and she talked about her dog, like her 18-year-old dog who was, they thought they were going to have to put him down and now he's running at 19 in the backyard.
yeah.
I was just like, whoa. Yeah, her chest, I was like blown away. I thought that wasn't real when I first saw the picture, and then I watched her testimonial and I went, oh my God, that's her.
Well,
And she's 63 and she looks like she's 40. She has no wrinkles.
this is Kathy. So
Yeah.
she would not, like prior to October, because this was last year. Prior to October, she would not not come on videos. She would not have her like fake picture taken, and she's beautiful, and
She's
so
gorgeous.
wow.
and
She's
like
63,
now she's 64.
64. Oh my
That
gosh.
is unbelievable.
So this was a year ago, January. So when she first shared these pictures, I'm like, you got to show your, because it's like your face is also, it's not just like your chest, right? It was her whole body actually.
Yeah.
And so we shared this on Facebook. I go, you know what, my friends and so forth, they're going to know that I'm not going to put BS up there, but they're going to forward it to their friends who are going to forward it to their friends. And if I were one of those friends of a friend, I'd say that was Photoshopped. I go, if you come on a Zoom just like this, there's no way that you can alter,
Right.
you can't Photoshop that. So people are going to see, oh my gosh, look at her face, look at her neck, look at her chest. It really is. And so I told her it'll be a Zoom call just like this. So she agreed. And then she actually also agreed to give me a picture of herself so that I could put both and. And so now that's why we have this.
And she had a skydiving accident. Like she.
Oh no,
had-
that's another
I
friend of
would like to see
Oh,
her
never mind.
before picture though.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
would love to see
her-
this one's before picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is her before chest. She would
No,
not.
but I want to see her face before picture.
She wouldn't. Like I said, I was
Is that
lucky to get
funny?
Ugh.
So
not
funny.
take
She
pictures of her.
looks like she looks 20 years younger.
She does look 20 years younger. And so the difference between this and this, but she was so camera shy.
You
So
know how much money people spend on skincare?
and this is 7 months. Look, January to July. That's why in October I finally I didn't like strong arm her or anything. I'm like, just please think of all the people, because everybody looks at this and they think that this is the big story. This is not
Yeah.
even the big story.
No, yeah, you're right.
Her video, her big story was she had autoimmune disorder.
That's what it was.
33
Yeah.
years, because she had 3 breast implants and her body was ravaged with autoimmune disorder. She was in so much pain. She's a professional skydiver. She's a strong constitution. She still would go out there. She still does in the sun all the time. But not only did her autoimmune disorder disappear, which nobody can see, this is what people can see on the outside. The
Yeah.
big story is that she no longer has that autoimmune disorder. She's no longer a victim and a prisoner of her body that conventional medicine said there's nothing we can do for you other than, try to help you manage pain.
Yeah.
And so, but that's Kathy. Incredible.
I mean, everybody looks so much young. I mean, everybody looks so young. Like Marcy looks like she's 30. I mean, and I mean, I'm just like, what? And also I sent Anne Marie that picture of Dr. Stanley. Is that his name?
oh yeah, the body. He became a bodybuilder
God.
after he was on the patches. Him and his wife Jody.
And I looked at his picture. I guess he's coming on. I think you had asked him maybe to come on
And
to a
I-
testimonial. I'm like, what the hell? Dr. Stan, he looks 20 years younger and he has dark hair now. And you're
Yeah,
like, what
and
the
his-
hell?
Oh, he had gray hair?
His
Look at
wife
his picture I just sent you on Signal, Anne Marie. You're
Yeah,
gonna
and his wife Jody also was on the stems, but they both agreed at the same time to take up bodybuilding. Both of them, they both won first place in their own category. If you see Jody she's got like they're 20-year-olds that would want to have her figure. Oh my gosh, she is, and she's got this gorgeous
Wow.
face, and they both look like fantastic. And it's like,
Like it looks like a picture of him 30 years before the picture
Yeah.
on the left.
That's
It's like-
amazing.
yeah, it really is. It's amazing. So, I mean, I ride my bike 30 miles and I could go another 10 miles if I had more time and it weren't dark. Because I usually try and go about 2 hours before sunset. If it weren't dark, I could keep on going. I am literally not tired. I'm not fatigued. I'm not tired. I'm like, one of these days I'm going to go and see how long it'll be before I actually get tired where I'm like, oh man, can I make it home? Because
Yeah.
I ride 30 miles on my bike and
Wow, that's so amazing.
I'm not tired or fatigued at all. So, but I drink my water every day and I wear my patches every day, and so it works. I don't feel anything monumental every day. There are some days, some days I have like these crazy awesome dreams that I was like, wow, that was like pretty, and I remember them. That's the other thing. If you do the carnosine on the right, I encourage everybody the first 30 days to wear all of the patches on their brainstem outside of somebody who has something seriously wrong with them that we need to put a specific protocol. But
Okay, that's good to know.
yeah, because then you can compare and contrast. It's like, okay, now that you've worn it on your brainstem, you can't go wrong there. Then
And do you put them all together? I noticed a little snowman thing. You put them all together, like, and then attach them. Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't see that at all.
Yeah.
It's so
yeah.
tiny.
I mean, do you hook them together first and then you just slap
yes,
the whole thing? Yeah, that's a
yeah.
good idea.
So, and in the video, I show you how, up in the air, it's kind of hard to show, but if you
Okay,
just,
so you'll show us how to do that.
yeah, so if you separate, you take off the adhesive off of one side and then you just put it on your, on the counter, and then you just use your nail to tap it down because you have an adhesive side that you can hold on because you don't want the adhesive to wear off.
Right.
You just tack it down and then you just link them all 5 or 6, however many it is that you have, and then you apply them. And then, like in the video, I explain it
Yeah.
completely. But yeah.
That's so cool. So cool.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. I have
Okay.
another
All
Zoom
right.
at 7.
Thank you so much, Lillian, for this.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Jody.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you, Anna Marie.
And
Nice to meet you
Tony
too.
and Joe.
Thank you. You're very amazing.
Thank
Full of it.
you. All righty. Take
All right.
care, guys.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye
all
bye.
right, bye.